Jiren must be stopped. Now a lot of the community have expressed the troubles that they've been having when it comes to the warrior from Universe 11. So I decided to make this video just highlighting what makes Jiren strong in the first place. So as always, please like and subscribe and let's get into it. Before we start, this video is brought to you by Dossier. Dossier are a brand that specialise in the production of luxury designer scents. These scents are high quality and long lasting with the aim of bringing you a top tier experience at affordable prices. They are currently having their Black Friday sale with up to 40 to 45% off various products site wide, so I'd highly recommend you take a look at it and get yourself something. Big shout out to Dossier for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. So if we just look at Jiren's normals quickly, he's got a good 5L. You know, it can be chained, right? His 2L is -2, which is very, very good. And it has medium block stun. So it means that things like this can just gel, right? This is a true block stun. And this is also -2. We'll get to this move later. But Jiren can also reverse beat from his 5M. So you can do 5M into 2L, like this, right? 5M is not bad, the range on it, it's okay. It's not Vegito's, but it doesn't have to be, it does the job. And like I said, you can reverse beat from 5M to 2L. So you can do something like 2M, 5M, 2L, 5L. Jiren has a forward advancing 9 frame 2M, right? Point blank is -9, but it can be spaced to be safe. The fact that it's forward advancing means that he can do super dash assist mix mid screen, right? The 2M will connect. Other characters like Bardock, even though our 2M recently is now 9 frames, it's not as forward advancing as Jiren, so if we do try to do the same mix mid screen, with certain assists like Goku's that push back, our 2M will not connect. But Jiren, you can clearly see that it will connect. Jiren got another good change with his 5LL. His 5LL now has a 5L6L, so you can choose whether you want to do the 5LL or the 5L6L. So if we do 5LL behind the line, it roughly reaches that stone, but if we do 5L6L, you can see it reaches Jiren himself. So now they've given Jiren a kind of neutral skip that's not a special move, do you know what I mean? He can literally just do 5L6L and then that's it. He just reaches his opponent like that and can start his pressure. Remember, Jiren can also go into his 2L after this, and he's -2. Don't even get me started on this one. Right, Jiren's 2S, it activates frame 1 once it catches something, so it has like a capture state which makes it very hard to safe jump, and it also is very easy to hit confirm because of this. Right, this reflects weak projectiles, and it's just better than 2H in every way. Or did I talk about the hitbox on this? Right, I'm going to put a picture here about the hitbox so you can see how insane of a hitbox this is, right? Insane move for an insane character. Jiren's 5S, very good horizontal range, cancel into vanish to get your plus frames. Right, take your turn back, and it can clear assist quite well when they're starting up full screen. Right, no nonsense move. Jiren's JS, right, good horizontal angle, you can do it quite close to the ground. You can apply a lot of pressure to your opponent that way. Jiren also has a J2S that covers what I like to call the Dragon Ball Fighters angle, right? If you can cover angles like this, you know, the diagonal axis, very, very strong for this game. Similar to GT Goku's assist, where GT Goku covers it from the ground, Jiren can do it from the air with his J2S, and obviously couple that with an assist, and you just take your turn back, simple stuff like that. So Jiren is always moving forward with his normals. No matter what Jiren is doing, he wants you to go into the corner, right? That's just how he's designed. So when it comes to Jiren's air normals, his JM, this is fantastic. Not only just in neutral to snipe out super dash, but in terms of starting pressure, it's double hitting. The first JM can be cancelled with a JH, and you can do things like this, right? You can cancel it, and it makes your opponent guess a bit, because now you can just either do the JM twice, you can cancel it and do a grab, you could cancel it, do a Dragon Rush, you could fake it and go into a 2M, right? Because they're thinking the second one's going to hit, but you could just cancel it, go straight into a 2M, catch them unaware. There's many things that Jiren can do off a simple JM jumping. right? Not every character is privileged like that. We'll use Bardock again. You can see it doesn't even hit twice when he's crouching, but Jiren, there's no special timing. If we make Jiren stand, Bardock's hit twice. But Jiren, you don't even have to stand. You can be crouching and it's gonna hit twice. So we've spoken about Jiren's JM. You know, JL's nothing really to talk about. It's a good JL, nothing game breaking, right? But if we look at his JH, it just looks like the normal Saiyan JH, nothing that Goku can't do. Now, what Goku can't do that Jiren can is that Jiren can cancel his JS into his JH and have almost no landing recovery. Instant, just like that, you're plus 13, you don't even have to think. Goku on the other hand, Goku's minus 4. Look how long it takes Goku to touch the ground. Look at Jiren. Instant, in your face, and can just continuous pressure just like that. This is one of the many ways that Jiren is privileged. So I haven't forgotten about Jiren's J2H. Right, you can also cancel his JS into his J2H and you'll put it at a safe distance. You can also go into your 236S after this. So if you think they're gonna mash, you can just easily do that, take your turn back, right? I don't really know what to say about Jiren. It seems like anything that you can think of with Jiren, it will work. He's just one of those characters. He can make anything happen. And before I forget, Jiren can also set up mix with his double hit in JM. You can just do that and call an assist. Right, after you've done that, you can just do something like a super jump fast fall into 2M, or you can do a delayed JL or delayed JM. Another thing that I forgot to mention regarding Jiren's double hit in JM is that he can also do a JS into JH afterwards, essentially meaning that you have to block overhead 3 times. Right, this is crazy. No other character to my knowledge can do something like this the way Jiren does it, right? Jiren is literally instant. Like, there is a bit of a timing to it, but you don't necessarily have to go into that. You can also just go from double hitting JM, JS into J2H. Right? You can delay if you think they're gonna mash. You can do it normally and you're spaced out at a place where you can't really be punished. Why can Jiren do this? Do you know what I mean? When Jiren says Owarida, it really is over. We have no chance and they keep buffing this character. Why? Because Jiren mains are smart. They're silent when they get these buffs, they don't say anything. And then everyone thinks, you know what, Jiren's mid tier is a decent character. This is why he keeps getting buffed, guys. And that's why I'm making this video. We're exposing all the secrets. We can't talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ without mentioning Super Dash. So let's look at the very many ways that Jiren can deal with Super Dash. Do I even need to say any more? He just counters Super Dash, whether he's on the air or on the ground. Good air normals, ridiculous J2H. J2H is basically an air anti-air. Is literally an air 2H. What's he gonna do? So there's not really much that needs to be said in regards to how Jiren counters Super Dash. He just straight up deletes Super Dash. Like, he just deletes it. If you're a Jiren main and you're not good at nullifying Super Dash, then you might have to look at yourself, because it's a skill issue. He literally is made to counter Super Dash. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to Super Dash at Jiren. I'm going to call my assist, right? I'm going to scheme. I'm going to place them nicely, make sure that Jiren's assists are down. I'm going to call my assist, you know, I'm going to lock Jiren down and start my pressure properly there, yeah? Yeah, you see, these lot, what they did is they gave Jiren basically, you see Reiner from Attack on Titan? You see when he barges down and knocks down Wall Maria? Yeah, they gave him that. You know what I mean? They've literally given him his 236S. You can hold it down now and he's plus after this. We're going to get to special moves in a second. But what do you do here, right? Jiren can just barge through the assists. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. If you block, he's plus anyway. But is that not stupid? And on the other hand, he's always been able to do this, right? He can just straight up counter your assist. So you see what I mean? He's just a menace. Like, he's literally a straight up menace. Whether you call your assists or not, if Jiren is ready, he can stop it. There are ways around it, you know, there's different counterplay. But the fact that he can do this anyway is ridiculous. Okay, on to the special move. So let's start with Jiren's 236 L, M and H, right? So this move is just good for knocking your opponent down, putting them into block stun. You know, does small amount of chip. Good at ranges as well, like you can literally pressure them from around here, which is ridiculous. And all of them are -5, which means you can always block after, so it's safe. So this is very good for just locking your opponent down. Like I said before, Jiren is someone who wants to keep moving forward and he wants to keep you in the same place. Like, he wants to lock you down, he wants you to feel, you know, claustrophobic. Like, Jiren doesn't want you to feel comfortable whatsoever. So moves like this, that last for a long duration, that just makes it easy for you to just lock them down, call your assist. You know what I mean? Very, very strong. On to Jiren's 236S. Right, Jiren's 236S is -2. Very just standard block string ender. Very good lariat. As you've seen before, it goes through assists. And yep, it's -2, which means you can backdash if they try to pressure you afterwards. You know, and what happens when you backdash, you can just get back in with his 2M. Because he has a very good 9-frame 2M, you can just get back in their face. So it creates a sort of mini game scenario. So what happens if they read your backdash and then they try and dash forwards? Simply take your turn back. This creates a mini game after this situation, right? So they think, all right, Jiren's gonna just quickly do a backdash into 2M after this. So they're going to dash forwards. You know this, so what do? You just take your turn back. This is what I mean. Even when Jiren is minus, he's still plus, providing you condition your opponent in the correct way. So what if they now read that you're going to mash, right? You've done this. They now say, all right, cool. Jiren thinks I'm going to dash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash now. I'm going to take my turn back. What can you do as Jiren? You counter them. You just counter them. So now, whenever they see this, they're scared. You can counter them. You can backdash into 2M, right? They may think, all right, cool, Jiren's going to backdash, so I'm going to dash towards Jiren, press a button. You take your turn back. Now they're like, fuck all this, man. I don't want Jiren to take his turn back when he's negative. He's -2. Do you know what I mean? If I press my button, I win. No, because you can just counter them. So now when you do this, they'll just do nothing. They'll do absolutely nothing because they're scared now. They're confused. They may not know what to do. They may not know what to press. They don't want to dash because you can just take your turn back. They don't want to press because you can just counter them. Jiren's creating plus frames from a negative situation. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And on top of all of this, if they do nothing, you just grab them. If they do nothing, you can just grab them. So it's ridiculous. If they try to reflect you as well, if they think, all right, cool, Jiren's gonna mash, let me reflect. You could just do this like, Jiren has a grab. Do you know what I mean? He has so many different answers to the situations that he puts people in. And it's silly because when you think about it, Jiren's minus here. But then he has another version where he's plus. So you can just mix it up. They may be like, all right, cool, I'm not gonna do anything. You could grab them or make yourself plus. And now you can just keep establishing your pressure. They may not know the difference between when you're holding it down and when you do it normally. The fact that this is now plus, this goes through assists. And it's plus. Come on, Bandai. Not only is this good for Jiren's mind games, Jiren also gets new routes now. Now, I'm not a Jiren main, that could have been easily optimized, but you can see what I'm trying to say here. He gets new routes and he already does ridiculous damage. Now he gets even more damage. Now we're moving on to the slop your way to victory. Bandai wants me to win Mickey Mouse move, his 214S. Right. If you haven't seen the new patch notes, his normal 214S, you know, it just like nullifies assist and stuff. Like that. The new one though, you don't even need an assist, right? In fact, all Jiren has to do is just do your 214S, you hold it, and he just tracks towards you, gets you, and then he can just get a full combo. Like, I will post the counterplay after this, but this is a ridiculous move for many reasons. This just makes life much easier for Jiren. When you think about it, when Jiren was solo, he'd have to do something like 5H, 5S, vanish, and then continue the combo. Now he doesn't have to. Right, he essentially gets full screen corner carry just off his grab now. This is insane. With all things in fighting games, there's always counterplay. Right, if the Jiren main that's using this move isn't using their brain, then you can easily just nullify it in ways that I just show you. Right, but the thing is, it's easy for me to show you this in training mode, but in the match you're going to be moving around, calling assists, all these different kinds of things, and your mind might not be present on punishing it at that moment. But just understand that if they just keep using it like this, there are ways to punish it. Alright guys, so I'm at the character select screen now, and I'm here to show you how to stop Jiren. What you need to do to stop Jiren is to pick. What Jiren just said there is, if you want to stop me, you need to pick me. That's the only way. But all jokes aside though, Jiren is a fun character this patch, very strong, high damage like I said, a lot of good new changes, the plus on block move, the change to the 214S. I feel like if you haven't tried Jiren, just to see how strong the character actually is, pick him up, give him a go. But the real problem, right? Ginyu, you're next on the list. The Ginyu agenda starts now. Ginyu must be stopped. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.